Hey everyone, Austin here again with another Let's Play video. Today we're on to the Atari Jaguar, and we're going to be playing some Rebooteroids. This is a homebrew game created by Reboot and released in late 2016. It's in a similar vein as games like Tempest 2000 or Defender 2000 or games like that, in that it's sort of like a homage to classic Asteroids with updated graphics, some new gameplay enhancements, you know, an involved scoring system and things like that, updated soundtrack and so forth. It's a really nice homebrew release actually, and it's a ton of fun to play. I've actually had the benefit of being able to beta test the game. I've been testing the game. One of the several testers for Reboot testing this game over there. I think I've personally been testing it over the last year or so as of recording this. And this is the final version of the game, the same one that you'll get if you pick up a copy on cartridge. And, you know, through testing it, I've had a ton of fun, even with, like, the bugs and stuff like that that have been ironed out over the last year. And I'm really looking forward to spending some time with this game for this Let's Play. I'm glad to be able to show it off to you guys as well. So, one option that you probably want to turn up, at least I've wanted to on my setup, is the background gamma. So we're going to crank that up all the way. If we leave it on the default setting, some of the backgrounds might not actually show up on my setup. That can be mitigated by either, you know, well, probably for me, raising the gamma up on my capture card. Normally I have it a little bit brighter, but since I updated the software, it's back to default. So we're going to go ahead and leave the gamma up there. You can also turn things up like the music volume and so forth. And we will definitely do that. Turn the sound effects up with it. Just boost things a little bit higher. So Rebooteroids has a bunch of different gameplay modes. It's got co-op modes, it's got your basic arcade mode, it's got skirmish, and it's even got a versus mode. So basically two ships can go head to head and try to kill each other. We're just going to be playing the arcade mode, and I'm basically just going to see how far I can get. It's also got a jukebox, it's also got some cheat options and so forth. It's a really a fully fledged homebrew release. It's really nice. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. We'll see how far I can get. So it looks like I think there's like 100 stages in the game, and at the beginning the stages are locked to you. So like the highest level for me right now is 0. So I can't select any level higher than that. And if you get an actual cartridge of the game, I believe it actually saves your settings. So if you get to say level 50 and you turn the game off, you turn it back on, you can come back and you can start back from level 50. You can start on a certain tier, one every 10. Well, a checkpoint's basically one every 10 stages. That's how I should put it. I'm just trying to figure out how to explain that. So let's go ahead and jump in from stage 0.
Get ready.
And here we go. So Rebooteroids, much like Asteroids, you've got your firing option, you've got B for boost, and then you can press C to use your hyperspace. And as things get really chaotic, it's going to be, those tools are going to be extremely useful. There's a couple of things I want to talk about as well. For one, your lives are in the bottom left-hand portion of the screen. It's the little circular icons. Scores at the top center, and in the bottom right-hand portion, you've got the current level you're on. So we're technically on level 0. There's also a scoring system in place. It's actually kind of interesting. There's multiple ways to score in this game. Obviously, you get basic points for just shooting things. But also, when you boost and you turn green, a score multiplier basically goes into effect. So if you want to score really high in this game, one of the things about Rebooteroids is staying in constant motion. Now, I'm not going to be doing that because I die when I try to stay in constant motion. But it is an interesting scoring mechanic. I really like that. It basically implements a risk versus reward element. Now, there's also other score multipliers as well. If you shoot rocks really quickly, you'll notice some bonus multipliers pop up on the screen. There we go. So we're actually at ×3 multiplier right now. It sort of just came up and went away really quickly. I think we're at 4x right now. And yeah. And as you can see, the asteroids will actually drop some power-ups and so forth as well. There's a lot of really useful ones. There's double damage. There's a spread shot. there's a reverse shot, and then there's one that actually extends the length of your regular shot. So aside from that, there's actually not a whole lot more to explain about the game. It's relatively simplistic. I mean, like every you know, classic retro remake has been. But the nice thing about Rebooteroids is, for one, it looks good. Two, it plays really well. I really like the rapid fire in particular. And the power-ups obviously, you know, make it feel fresh in this modern day. And the scoring mechanic in particular, I'm always a sucker for scoring mechanics, especially since I play things like pinball, which is all about scoring. And so it's nice to see that Reboot's implemented a pretty cool scoring mechanic into the game. So if you really get good at the game, you can really try to take your scoring game farther. Or you can just play it casually, because it's a ton of fun just playing this game casually as well. So this is a bonus round. These basically happen once every 5 stages, and the object is to kill the solid block, or asteroid, or rock, whatever you want to call it. If you hit a different rock, instant loss on this level. But if you can manage to hit all of them, you get an extra life. You also get some points as well. So if you're thinking about trying to put up a high score or something, you definitely don't want to mess up those levels either, because it's potential loss of points, basically. But yeah, those actually are huge as the game progresses. You can get a nice stockpile of extra lives, and so these asteroids are like these star objects. They typically take more hits than your regular asteroids, and there's actually some devious, you know, man, I'm like, my mind's drawing a blank. Later on in the game, there are some devious, like, star placements and patterns. Like, they start layering them on top of each other, so you'll hit one, it'll explode into like 20 different stars. It's like I said, kind of devious, pretty cool. And alright, so what I'm basically just going to be doing is I'm going to just be playing from here on out, see how far I can get, and I'll just sort of talk along the way. The thing about playing something like Rebooteroids for me is that I don't have as much to say as I do some of the other, you know, more platformy or regular shoot-'em-up-y type stuff you guys see me play. I really like the early era of arcade games, but I actually didn't have a chance to play many firsthand, and by the time I had access to play them, like really good ports, like in the, say, the mid to late 90s on home console compilations, there was just other stuff I was more interested in. And I still visit the games every now and then, you know, for short bursts, but I don't go back to them like I do a lot of the other stuff you guys see me cover here on this channel. So I just don't have as much to talk about, unfortunately. I don't have any, like, great memories of, like, you know, the early days of arcade gaming. I was personally born in 1982, so I missed, you know, kind of like the arcade rush when it first hit, by a long shot. I was pretty much born almost right into, like, the North American, you know, video game crash, just right outside of it. It's not to say I don't enjoy that era of games. Like, on the contrary, I actually do really enjoy them. But what I've found is that I really enjoy them on the actual arcade machines. I don't enjoy playing them as much on home console. I have a couple of friends locally that have basically, you know, basement arcade collections, and when I go over there, the games are a ton of fun to play. Like, I love playing, say, Asteroids in person on a real arcade cabinet. And there's a bunch of different setups for, you know, something like Asteroids in particular. You've got joystick models, you've got ones where you only have buttons. It's like 6 or 7 buttons. Imagine like using a keyboard but with arcade buttons, that sort of thing. And the reason I really enjoy playing them on the actual arcade cabinets versus, say, like, you know, emulation or home arcade compilations is that you get that real arcade experience. So, for instance, on certain models of Asteroids, they're either using a vector monitor, or they're using, which obviously you can't really replicate a vector monitor at home. They're using like a vector monitor, or in some earlier versions of Asteroids, I think like standard Asteroids, they would basically mirror the gameplay onto like an existing backdrop. So you'd have this like sort of like three-dimensional effect that you just can't replicate through you know, emulation and things like that. And then you also get like the in-your-face sounds and stuff like that with the arcade sound setup, speakers and whatnot. But as far as like, you know, playing them on home consoles, I don't really have a whole lot to talk about, unfortunately. Now, I did play quite a few of the retro remakes from back in the day. Tempest 2000 on the Jaguar in particular is by far my favorite. And what we're... Ooh, that was awful, man. I shouldn't have got hit by that. That was my fault. What we're probably going to do is actually revisit that in a Let's Play sometime soon. I do have an RGB cable now for my Jaguar, and I've actually been revisiting the system again recently since I now have a way to capture it on my main desktop here. And so I've been revisiting some Jag stuff over the last couple of weeks, and it's been fun. But Tempest 2000, as far as like, you know, retro remakes goes, is easily, you know, my favorite of the bunch. Like, it's just the way like Jeff Minter created that game, the way the gameplay just ties together, and you know, the combination of the music and sounds and graphics and everything like that, and the tight controls. It's just really an amazing game. Still a ton of fun to play today. I also played a little bit of Defender 2000 on the Jaguar. Wasn't as big a fan of that, but it was cool. Then I played some of the other retro revivals as well. Like I played the PS1 and N64 Space Invaders. Those were kind of cool, but they seemed to get really repetitive quickly. Like, didn't seem like they were really all that well thought out. And I played some of the duds as well. I played like the Galaga remake on PS1 and PC, and then the Centipede remake on PC and Dreamcast and PS1. Some interesting attempts out there. Including like the Asteroids remake from the mid-90s by Activision, or published by Activision anyway. And but Tempest 2000 is definitely the retro remake that has stuck with me the most. It's the one I go back to the most. And it seems like for a lot of people that experience that game, it's kind of the same way for them too. They really enjoy Tempest 2000. And if you guys have never seen Tempest 2000 before, feel free to check out my existing Let's Play of it, or just wait around for a re-record. I think I recorded that video like 4 or 5 years ago now, so like the video quality was pretty awful. And it'll be fun to try to give it another go anyway, because I don't think I made it past level 64 in that video. Level 64 is kind of like an infamous level in the Jaguar version of Tempest 2000. I mean, it's probably infamous as well in other versions, like the PC or Sega Saturn version. But yeah, in my Let's Play, I didn't make it past level 64, and it's just a ridiculously difficult stage. So at this point, because I died a couple times, like I just wasn't really paying attention, I'm just trying to play it safe right now. I'm just trying to take things really slow. And hyperspace is really important, but I also find that it's the most useful when there's not a ton of enemies on screen. Because if you're hyperspacing, like when there's just like 20 objects on screen, chances are you're just going to teleport right in front of an existing object, and you're going to die. So like right now, if I happen to, you know, to get in danger, hyperspace would probably be good, a good option. I'd probably, you know, get out of the situation safely. But with 20 objects on screen, probably not. So we're on level 17. I can't remember how far I've gotten in this game. I played this a couple weeks ago, and I'm trying to remember if I made it to like level 30 or 40, or maybe it was farther than that. Maybe it wasn't. I'm not sure. So yeah, this is it's a really fun game. When I was testing this for Reboot, I was, you know, just kind of zoning out when I was just playing it on my own. And it's a really, really solid little game. Reboot's always put out quality homebrews for the Jaguar, and I'm gonna try to cover a few more of them, hopefully sometime soon. We'll see. I would definitely want to try some Downfall in a Let's Play. And I might even be able to show off like Superfly DX or something like that, one of their older homebrews, but still, that still holds up amazingly well. So the Atari Jaguar actually has quite a bustling homebrew scene. It has for a long time, and that was close. That's a tough one. It has for a long time, and you know, Reboot's kind of been at the forefront of that for quite some time now. Oh, I missed that. That was dumb. That was so easy, too. That was, like, right in front of me. So that was a waste of a potential extra life, unfortunately. So when I play games like this, I typically play for survival until I can do a 1-credit clear of the game, or at least make it a really long way into the game. So now, considering Rebooteroids is as long as it is, I'll probably never 1-credit clear the game. Well, never say never, right? 'Cause I'm not sure how crazy the later stages get. Like the late stages, like 70 or 80 or 90 or something like that. But typically, I don't play hardcore for score unless I know I can consistently, like, 1-credit clear the game. Because to get your maximum scores, you need to be able to get through the entire game, not just, you know, 50% of it, or 70, or even 90% of it. Like, if you're gonna try to put your name up on, like, a high scoreboard or something, you need to be able to go the distance, basically. And, so for right now, I'm in, like, survival mode when I play games like Rebooteroids. I'm not really trying to get massive high scores. Because I know that once people get really good at it, it's not gonna, my 70 or 80% run isn't gonna matter if somebody else gets 100% and takes advantage of the scoring system at the same time. You know, it's just basic logic. I kind of operate the same way in pinball. I operate the same way when I play, like, shoot-'em-ups, things like that. You know, more traditional scrolling shmups. So usually when I step up to a game like this, it's all about survival first, and then the scoring system kind of comes after that. And with Rebooteroids, I'm still in that play for survival mode, and so that's basically how we're just going to be playing this for the rest of the video. So we got the double damage power up. Doesn't really do me a whole lot of good right now, because these asteroids, they pretty much just take one hit anyway. But if you can get double damage when you've got a lot of larger asteroids that take multiple hits, it definitely comes in handy very quickly. So again, as far as the scoring system is concerned, for the people that care, is if you attack rocks rapidly, your scoring system, not your scoring system, your score multiplier goes up. I think it caps out at, is it 5 times? And then when you boost and your ship turns green, another multiplier is actually implemented after that. I forgot what the actual multiplication is, but from what I understand, it's a lot. Like, it's more than, like, 5 times. So, and that'll stack with your speed, not your speed multiplier. I don't even know what to call it. There's 2 different score multipliers, basically. Your stock score multiplier. Your boosting multiplier will stack with your main score multiplier as well. Which basically has the potential for, like, massive points. So notice, like, a lot of these rocks, they're only, like, you know, you shoot them apart once, they're like, you know, 10 or 20 points. Some are like 100. So if you get your scoring multiplier up like crazy, that 10 or 20 points can turn into several hundred per shot really, really quickly. And your score will basically start to snowball like crazy. Alright, so another bonus stage. We're on level 29. Technically, I guess level 30. But since they actually start on a level 0, we're going to always be a level behind. And that's really tough. Those blocks are so close together. It's really, really challenging to actually to hit those accurately. So this is actually the part of the music track where everything just sort of like fades out. The first time I played the game, I was like, what's happening with the music? Did it break? But no, it's just like how the track is designed. Kind of like trips you out a little bit. I really, really dig the music they created for this game. And it's really the case with most of Reboot's stuff, is their soundtracks have always been awesome. Like, the people they got to do the music on their games has always been great. And it's definitely one of my favorite aspects of their homebrew titles. You know, Superfly DX, Downfall, Rebooteroids, you know, they all share a common thread for me, and that's awesome music. Like, seriously, some of the best music on the Jaguar. It's just, I don't know. I've always enjoyed this type of music. You know, being a gamer, I hate calling myself a gamer, but being somebody that grew up in the 80s and 90s, and still listens to a lot of, you know, video game music from those eras, I just feel right at home when I hear the stuff that's in a Reboot homebrew game. It's usually very energetic, but like very melodic at the same time. You know, it's got a lot of great classic electronic music elements, you know, acid-style synth lines and things like that here and there, and it's just really good stuff. Really awesome.
UFO detected. Wave complete.
So the UFOs are worth pretty good points from what I can tell, but you know, since I'm basically in survival mode right now, I don't really care about going after them specifically. Oh! I was expecting that rock to just die instantly, and I just let it slam right into me. I hit it a few times, and it didn't go away. I thought it was gonna just blow up right next to me, but it slammed right into me. That sucks. Well, it's a good thing we actually have a chance to get another extra life, though. I've actually lost a lot of lives, kind of unnecessarily. It's due to laziness, basically. Just poor play. Oh, that was dumb, too. Oh my god, I'm playing so poorly right now, man. Let's get this spread shot. Now, one thing about power-ups in this game is I notice that the drops seem a little inconsistent. There are some levels I'll go through and I won't get a single power-up drop, so I'm not really... haven't quite figured out how the power-up drops work. I don't know if maybe it's like, depending on what level you're on, you'll get drops. Oh yeah, this is the one where, the diamonds will just explode out. So what I'm going to do is just take it kind of slow, like that. So if you go in and you try to attack it right away, the diamond will just literally just bust out into like a million different little shards. So I'm going to take it very, very slow here.
UFO detected. UFO detected. Warning, hyperspace. UFO detected.
Alright, there we go. We got through it unscathed. That was good. So apparently that's one of those levels that is one of those trick stages. Or I should say troll stages. It's there to troll you. You're gonna get there and not have any idea what's about to happen. And I like levels like that, ones that just like throw you a curveball, and that's exactly what like level 64 is like on Tempest 2000. Except I think in that case to an even more extreme level. But, you know, we're only a little over a third of the way through the game, so you know, who knows what Reboot has up their sleeve, you know, towards the end of the game. You've really got to graze it. Whew, that's tough, man. Alright, so we got another extra life. So basically on level 40, let's see how much farther we can make it. Okay, I do actually want that spread shot, just to make my life a little bit easier.
Twin shot, UFO detected.
Alright, so 4 times multiplier, so if I really wanted to, I could try to boost and get that boost multiplier going, but I'm not going to. I'm a pansy. I'm going to be playing it safe.
Range extended. UFO detected. Wave complete.
Alright. Still making progress. 4 lives left.
Wave complete. UFO detected. Reassured. Bonus wave approaching.
Alright, another bonus stage. Yeah, this is gonna be... oh man. A little tricky. So in some of these bonus stages, you'll notice that like there's a slight gap, and that's probably the point you want to try to use to shoot the rocks higher up on higher levels. Alright, so I'm kind of starting to get into the zone a little bit as I focus a little bit more. This is one of those Let's Plays where I didn't really warm up at all. I just kind of jumped right into it, and a lot of times it's not a very good idea. You know, sometimes it's good to try to warm up a little bit. It's not a game I really practiced before doing this Let's Play like I normally would. But I can definitely feel things starting to like click now and fall into place. So the thing about these types of games, if you don't play them like all the time, like it takes a few moments to adjust. So I got double damage, so I'm basically just trying to take advantage of that. Even if the rocks are really close to me. Because I figure I can kill most of them in one hit. And that's it. We're almost halfway through the game.
Range extended. Hyperspace. UFO detected.
Alright, it's another life lost.
Hyperspace.
And a power-up lost as well. Ooh, oh man, that was close. Now things are starting to get a little hairy. Ooh. I wasn't expecting to get hit by that. That's why, like, when there's a lot of rocks on screen, what I do is I try to prioritize just, like, one batch of rocks one at a time. So, like, you know, you've got, like, 5 or 6 big rocks on screen. Each one will split into multiple smaller ones. And ideally, for survival, what I'm trying to do is just focus on one large rock, split it up into smaller rocks, focus on those smaller rocks, kill all the small rocks, and then go on to the next big rock. But what I've done here is I've split a bunch apart, and it's kind of making my life hell, actually. So now that's definitely the more intense way to play, and probably the more fun way to play, actually. Especially if you get, like, really comfortable with the controls and movement and so forth.
Wave complete.
But I'm not quite there up to that point yet, where I feel like I can just go crazy and just shoot at whatever I want with no regard to what's happening.
Double damage. Double damage. Bonus wave approaching.
Alright, another bonus level. Oh, come on. Oh, you gotta be kidding me, man.
Bonus phase.
That's crazy. That's super hard. Yeah, I actually don't think I've been this far into the game yet, so bonus stages from here on out, I'm gonna have no idea what they look like, or what they operate like.
Rear shot. Range extended.
Alright. We're officially over halfway through.
Hyperspace. Twin shot. UFO detected.
Alright, got 4x score multiplier.
UFO detected. Warning. Hyperspace.
Hyperspace.
Wave
And that's it.
UFO detected. Wave complete.
Oof! I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get some points. I'm gonna get that boost multiplier, and I slam into a tiny rock off screen. Now, one thing I did notice is that, I don't know, there seems to be some kind of, like, off-screen buffer area where, like, enemies can exist, but you won't actually see them on screen. I'm sure there's some technical reason for that, but I'm not quite that smart. So sometimes enemies can kind of get locked in off screen. You've got to watch out for that. Whew. These things are a pain, I tell you. Yeah, so what's actually kind of cool, you know, in the very beginning of the video, and this just dawned on me again, where I raised the gamma so you guys could see the backgrounds. What I realized is you could probably turn the gamma, like, all the way down, and you'll basically have just black backgrounds with, like, you know, rainbow-colored asteroid blacks. So if you want that more traditional, like, you know, asteroid look, you can do that, and that's really cool. Hyperspace at the right time. So something else I didn't mention is that the game actually supports rotary controllers. So the Atari Jaguar didn't have a rotary style controller back in the day, but Tempest 2000 had rotary functionality programmed in anyway, and as a result, a lot of people have modded their Jaguar controllers for rotary support, and several homebrews recently have actually taken advantage of those controllers as well. So if you have a modded Jag controller, or if, you know, you're thinking about getting one, I think you can buy them online at various sites as well as eBay. You could actually play this with basically with an analog style spinning wheel. Not really spinning wheel, but, you know, a rotary controller, kind of like imagine oh geez, like the driving controllers on like the 2600, or, you know, on the Tempest arcade game or Arkanoid arcade game, you had a spinner, you know, kind of like that. So you can actually get finer control, and I can actually really see that working on this game. Like, a lot of people love it on Tempest 2000. I actually just prefer using the original D-pad setup on Tempest 2K in particular. But I could really see it in this. Like, I feel like in some cases I'm either overshooting or I'm undershooting, and I'm constantly having to compensate. But if I had like a rotary controller, I'd have much finer accuracy, which would be really cool. So, yeah, for anybody curious, that is a supported control method in this game, which is definitely nice. I could definitely see it being a benefit in this game.
Twin shot. Twin shot. UFO detected. Hyperspace.
Hyperspace.
Twin shot. Hyperspace. UFO detected.
Yes, I'm at the point now where the second I hear a UFO coming out, I just try to blast it right away. I just don't want to take any chances. With all the rocks on screen. Nice, double damage, that's good. I remember in testing this game, there were some levels where the rocks were taking like crazy amounts of damage, so if you can get double damage, you definitely want to take advantage of it.
Extra life. Twin shot. UFO detected.
I just realized we're 60 levels in. I think that's easily the farthest I've ever been in this game. So we'll see what these levels
UFO detected.
have up their sleeves.
UFO detected. Range extinction. Wave complete.
Alright, next level. Still have 5 lives. I'm surprised. You know, despite dying as many times as we have. Alright, let's make this level crazy.
Hyperspace. Hyperspace. UFO detected. Warning. Range extended.
Oh, slammed right into that one. Oh, damn, did it again. Come on. See, this is the whole risk versus reward thing. It's like,
Hyperspace.
do you make a whole bunch of blocks explode right away and you get your bonus multipliers up quickly, or do you play it safe and just try to take out one at a time, nice and slow, you know, that sort of thing.
Twin shot.
Ooh, just like, I slammed right into that. That was horrible.
Wave complete.
Alright, level 63.
Twin shot.
I've definitely bested my my original best high score. I think it was somewhere between like 150,000 and 170. I think. I don't think I made it to 200. So that's cool. You know, just playing through survival, I naturally increased my personal best.
Bonus.
Oh, what am I doing? I keep missing the easy ones right in front of me.
UFO detected. Hyperspace.
It was a good time to use hyperspace.
UFO detected. Warning. UFO detected. Twin shot. Twin shot. UFO detected.
Oh, what that? Face the universe. That's the level name. All the asteroids are just coming straight at you. I like when levels do like weird things like that. They just catch you off guard completely.
Wave complete. UFO detected. Reassured. Twin shot.
Oh, that was close.
Wave complete. Twin shot. Twin shot. Your bonus wave approaching.
Another bonus wave. This is actually going on a lot longer than I anticipated. I was like, oh, this is gonna be like a 25 or 30 minute let's play, because I'll get destroyed.
Bonus.
And here I am, like, level 70, basically. Like, ugh. I've actually got some things I need to do that require me to be somewhere at a very specific time, and I'm sitting here doing a let's play instead. Priorities.
UFO. Hyperspace.
Oh, I landed right on a rock.
Hyperspace.
Yeah, this is gonna be a pain.
Hyperspace. Twin shot. UFO detected. Game over.
Oh, that's game over. Oh, right as I started talking about it, I was like, oh, I gotta be somewhere. Oh, you're killing me. You're killing me, game. Well, we got really, really far, actually. I'm actually quite surprised. I wasn't expecting to make it that far. You know, what's funny is we probably would have made it farther, too, if I didn't make a lot of stupid mistakes early on when the game was easier. So yeah, that is Rebooteroids, guys. Like I said, it's a pretty cool homebrew. Highly recommend checking it out if you've got an Atari Jaguar. You can check it out from the AtariAge.com website. They have a store there, and you can basically purchase homebrew games. I'm sure most of you guys already know about that are into the retro scene. Atari Age is a big site. It's my personal favorite gaming forum. So after you pick up some games from there, you know, feel free to stop by the forum and check it out as well and chat it up with people. There's a lot of really good people over there. And there's a bustling Jaguar scene as well. But yeah, Rebooteroids is pretty cool. Check it out if you got a Jag. I hope you guys enjoyed this Let's Play. And yeah, I got a lot farther than I expected. So, and you can actually submit scores online to the Reboot website. You can take a QR code. It's also got basically a code you can enter on the website, which is pretty cool. So, there you go, guys. Rebooteroids. I hope you guys enjoyed this Let's Play. I'll try to be back with some more Let's Plays sometime soon. Well, obviously I will. I'm trying to do every Sunday now. But yeah, Not really sure what I have up my sleeve after this one, but we'll see. So stay tuned, and if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. And if you're not, and you're already subscribed, thank you. I don't even know what to say. Man, this whole once a week thing is killing me. Like, I'm always out of practice now when I record these Let's Plays. I digress. Alright guys, take it easy. I'll see you soon, and have a good one.